Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all about cleaning. So we're going to be doing a cleaning video today, a kitchen cleanup to be more specific. So follow along with me for the kitchen cleanup today. So first let me just show you what we're working with here. This was the mess that I woke up to this morning. So it gets really messy throughout the weekend, but that's why I clean it every single week. So what I'm going to be showing you here is about what it would probably look like every Monday to start the day off, and then I'm gonna go ahead and totally clean it up. So cleaning the surfaces, dishes included, sweeping and mopping, basically making sure all the surfaces are taken care of, and then the appliances as well. So it's kind of what we're working with today. So I'm just starting off by putting things away. Also, I don't know about everyone else, but when I clean, it's kind of just I'm wearing whatever, sweatshirt, comfy pants, so just trying to be comfortable as I'm cleaning around the house, not trying to look fancy or anything. So I'm just starting by cleaning off the surfaces and removed everything, and now I'm wiping them down with the sponge that I used for the kitchen area, and then I have a little towel as well to be able to dry the surfaces when I'm done. And you might see Gus periodically throughout the video. He likes to join me with whatever I'm doing. Sometimes he'll just join me on the couch if I'm cleaning the living room, and he'll be kind of lazy, but right now he's walking around hoping to get some scraps of some sort. So, and after I'm done wiping it down with a sponge with soap and water, I just use this Perfect Granite Cleaner. So not my favorite product, but it's one that I had on hand and I want to finish it up before I buy and try anything new. If you have any product suggestions, please leave them in the comments down below. I'm always looking for new cleaning products to try out, something that can be better than what I already have. So please feel free to leave any of your suggestions in the comments below. Also, I know my flowers are very, very dying and old, but I just don't have the heart to throw them away, so those will stay here throughout the video today. You'll see my husband got me those for Valentine's Day. So now that we're done with the island, moving on to the stovetop. Or not the stovetop, I apologize, the oven area and then the stovetop. Also, yes, I still have holiday towels up, so I don't really have a lot of seasonal towels except for the December holidays, so I just keep rotating them throughout my laundry cycle. So I'm hoping to get eventually some more towels for the other holidays throughout the years, like St. Patrick's Day, Valentine's Day, things like that. I just haven't built my collection yet, but it doesn't bother me to have a towel right now, even though it's not Christmas time, that says known for the holidays. It's just another towel that I have, and we don't have a ton of kitchen towels, so it's useful to have one available. Okay, next time I'm tackling the stove area and a little bit around the stove, so more granite. I really dislike granite. I know it's a very popular choice and it came with the house, but it's so hard to clean. So if you have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments down below. It's not my favorite thing to clean for sure, but it's gotta be done, so. Then I'm gonna move on to the stovetop and the microwave area. Let me know also in the comments down below if you like cleaning motivation videos and you want to see more of these from my channel. So something I decided to try out since I'm cleaning on a daily basis anyway, being a housewife right now, hopefully soon, a stay-at-home mom one of these days. And so I'm just really enjoying being able to clean, and I thought it'd be fun to share the experience as well with you. And also, if you have any suggestions or anything you'd like to see me clean next. So I'm starting with the kitchen and just following my regular routine here for the kitchen cleaning was on my list today. But if you want to see anything else specific, I did record some other ones and I'll be sharing those out soon as well. But if there's anything you want to see specifically next, let me know in the comments below and I'll rearrange my order a little bit to share how I'm posting them. I don't know about anyone else, but if you have an electric stovetop, after wiping it down, that's one of the most satisfying things, to have that wiped down clean. It's one of the things that gets the cleanest, the easiest in my opinion. So I just love wiping down the stovetop. It's a really satisfying feeling and look when it's done. It's probably the cleanest thing in the kitchen after it's clean, so it's really awesome to see the finished result and product. And now moving on to wiping down the microwave and cleaning the inside of it as well. Now moving on past the stove top, moving on to the griddle and all the spices around. So I just wanted to get everything out of the way and then be able to clean the surface and come back to any appliances or anything that was around. And mostly I just wipe everything onto the ground. I'm fine with wiping everything on the ground because I'm going to sweep and mop in here later anyway, so it won't be a big deal. Also, this is my first video that I've done with a voiceover, so let me know how the audio quality is for you on your end. Is it good? Does it need some improvement? So just let me know in the comments below. I want to make sure that I'm doing everything correctly and that you guys are able to hear the video okay. So we are getting closer to probably the dirtiest part of the kitchen, which is working our way towards the sink area with all those dishes. So lots to clean over there. And I try to replace this towel about every 2 weeks, so I usually flip it over, but this one's already been flipped, and then I'll have either a mat or a different towel that I use. So it really just depends. Now what's nice about this part is I can just wipe everything into the sink since I haven't cleaned that yet. So instead of wiping most of the stuff onto the floor like I was before, this is a little bit easier, just being able to have that sink there to be able to wipe everything clean. So this week I did have the mat available. It was cleaned. And so I wash these every 2 weeks. I flip it over the second week, and then after that second week I'll put it in the wash. So finally getting started on those dishes. My dishwasher's not the best, so I have to rinse everything off before I put it in. Let me know, is that something that you have to do as well, or does your dishwasher work really well and you don't have to even do that? It makes me think of that one commercial, what does the dishwasher even do? Let me know if you know what I'm talking about. I think it's a Cascade commercial I've seen before, where the little girl is wondering what the dishwasher even does because we still have to rinse off the dishes. So I experience that every day when I scrub the dishes before putting them into the dishwasher. And at this point, I'm just trying to fit as much as I can in the dishwasher without overstuffing it. So anything that I don't fit in the dishwasher, I'll usually just leave soaking in the sink, so that way it's ready for the next load. And for this load in particular, I decided that we had enough utensils on hand where I didn't need to put the utensil bin into the dishwasher. So I'm just putting the utensils still in that bin, but just on the side, and I'm gonna put it in the sink eventually when I'm done here. But it's not gonna go in this dishwasher load this time. Still cleaning the dishes, just doing the griddle now. The griddle is something we use pretty much every day in my house, whether I make pancakes or my husband makes eggs. So that's the way that we cook them, is on the griddle for both those recipes, and then French toast as well. So it just depends on the day, but the griddle is great to have, and it's really not that expensive. It's one of my favorite kitchen appliances that we had. I believe we got it for a wedding gift, but it was only about $30, I think, on Amazon, so really great. And it's lasted us a long time, so I would definitely recommend, if you don't have a griddle, to invest in one, because it's really helpful. It saves you stove space, pots and pans, things like that. And honestly, it's just a really helpful, versatile, useful appliance if you're not wanting to use your actual built-in home appliances. And then the drying rack, I pretty much just use if I'm hand washing something, I'll put it there. That's usually what that's for. I don't really use it for anything else besides that. Now that I've cleaned all the surfaces, it's time to move on to the kitchen table area. So the kitchen table is a unique area in our house because we really don't eat here very often, so there's usually a lot of stuff on it just because it's not a place where we sit to eat. Normally we eat in our living room in front of the TV. It's such a bad habit, but we really enjoy it just because it's time that we could spend together. We're eating dinner, but we also get to watch one of our favorite shows, so just depending on what show and what night. We did try eating at the table a while ago together, and that was nice too. It really just depends on the mood, but recently we've been very busy and just kind of been wanting to watch new TV shows and eat at the same time and just enjoy that experience. So lately that's what we've been doing. That's why the table's such a mess right now with random things on it because we haven't been eating there. It's also a table that we bought for this house because of the big space that we had. So we bought it specifically for this house, and we knew that we could grow with this table. So I always envision our future kids sitting at the table and doing their homework or something like that. So I'm really excited. I know in a few years down the line that it'll get more use. And next up after the table, I'm moving on to the refrigerator to clean that out. So I'm going to be wiping down all the surfaces in the refrigerator and within the freezer a little bit as well. So just wiping it down, make sure everything's clean, and then putting everything back in. And if you see me closing and opening my fridge like over and over again, I have one of those fridges that beeps at you if you've had the door open for too long. I think it's just a setting in there and you can turn it off, but honestly I kind of like it, so I keep it on, that setting. So I think it's really smart because if you ever were to leave the fridge open, you would know since it beeps pretty loudly. But that's why I'm closing and opening it though more frequently than maybe I wouldn't necessarily need to, just because if I'm cleaning it and it's open, it'll think that I accidentally left it open even though it was on purpose. So just a quick shut of the door and reopen, and then it turns off. And that drawer was really dirty because it was at the bottom of the fridge. But honestly, that drawer, what we use it for, the only thing that's ever in there is one bottle of water. And so I call it our emergency bottle of water. So basically, if one of us forgets to put water in the fridge, we should always have that one bottle in the fridge. So that way there's always one bottle in our fridge at all times in case anyone needs one. So whenever you take that one, you always have to replace it right away. That's kind of our rule. So that way we always have water. Although our fridge does have a filter in it, and so we do have water out of that as well. But I prefer bottled water most of the time, so that's why that's there. And now it's time to clean the freezer. Honestly, the freezer wasn't nearly as bad because the only thing we really have in there are frozen bags of fruit, hash browns, and then all the random containers you see are frozen veggies that I usually keep in stock so that way I can make homemade veggie broth whenever I go to make my tortilla soup. So honestly, the freezer is the most underutilized part of our kitchen probably. And then this is our final product. So we have the clean table and the countertops. Of course, the sink still has dishes because I have to take out the clean load once it's done. But everything else has been wiped down and cleaned up. And this is technically the start of day 2 for kitchen cleaning, so I'm just starting out by putting things in, or taking things out of the dishwasher. So I ran the dishes yesterday and I'm taking them out today, so that way I can put the new dirty dishes in from yesterday, last night. And then I realized I forgot to grab my phone, so I went back and grabbed that as I'm walking around the house because I want to make sure I'm tracking my steps. So really important to me to track my steps because I like to see where I'm at throughout the day. You probably know that if you've seen any of my walking videos, so those are also on my channel if you're interested in those to check out. And unfortunately my dishwasher and myself are not perfect, so some of the things don't get 100% clean when I wash them. So I always just check everything out, and then if it doesn't get clean, I'll usually scrub it again and then put it back in for a second round. And I don't always put everything in the same exact place. It really just depends what it is. The cups, for the most part, the regular glasses, plates, bowls, things like that always go pretty much in the same spot, but sometimes things that aren't in my standard dishes, I'm not sure where to put those. So that was me trying to figure out where to put that blender bottle there. And now that everything's been taken out of the dishwasher that was clean, I can start rinsing things out and putting in the dirty dishes from the end of the day yesterday. There's quite a few dishes from yesterday because I made my homemade granola cereal, and that requires a couple bowls and pans and things like that. So that is also a short on my channel, homemade granola cereal. So best cereal ever, I believe is what I titled it. So if you're interested in learning how to make that homemade granola cereal recipe, go ahead and check out that short on my channel. And now I'm just taking a broom that I have hanging up on the side panel of the cabinets next to the fridge, and I'm just sweeping. I like to sweep the area first before I vacuum it. So I have a vacuum that works well on tile, but I like to sweep the area first, and then I have I think it's called an iVac machine. So I saw it actually from my hairstylist. She was using it at the end of her appointments to sweep up hair from the floor, and I thought that would be awesome because we have Gus. You might see him around in the video or have seen him before in any of my videos. He's in quite a lot. He also has his own segment on the channel, Westy Wednesdays, so you could check that out. But I thought that the iVac would be really great because he attracts hair everywhere. Not to mention the kitchen is one of those areas that always has, you know, crumbs and food dropping and things like that. So it's really nice to just be able to sweep it all in a pile and then sweep it into the eye vac, like you see here. And then be able to go back and do your official vacuuming in the kitchen. And it's super easy. So I would definitely recommend this, especially for any areas that you know are high traffic areas or get really dirty. So I vacuum ready and I'm just going to start vacuuming around the kitchen. But before I do that, I'm actually going to empty the vacuum because it was pretty dirty from yesterday. So I always try to empty it before I start the new day or the new project. And it was pretty dirty in there. It had lots of pet hair and things. So I wanted to make sure and dust to get it really clean before using it again in the kitchen. And this is a handy little vacuum. It's nothing expensive or elaborate. I actually just got it for free from my mom, so I've been using it, and it's better than having to sweep the whole floor over and over and over again and never feeling like you're getting everything. So I really like having a vacuum to be able to do the kitchen with. Obviously, I wish it was cordless, yes, but we don't spend a ton of money on appliances, so this works for us for right now. And what I normally do when I vacuum in any tiled surface is I have a lot of outlets in this house. Luckily, this house came well equipped with a bunch of outlets. So I'll vacuum as much as I can with how long the cord is, and then I will come back to the cord and work my way back and then start at another outlet. So sometimes I'll double do some areas, but I'm fine with that because I rather have it be as clean as possible and go over the area more than once and then not get it at all and definitely miss it. So I'm also moving around my dining room table furniture, so the bench and all the chairs, to vacuum underneath it, and I'll do the same thing as well when I mop. And this is what my Swiffer pad looked like before I started, so I just like to see how it looks before I start, so that way I can really see how dirty whatever room I was cleaning was after. I want to see the end result, so I'm always curious to see that. Got a new Swiffer pad on there for today. And I started mopping a little bit and it wasn't working as well as I would like it to, so I thought I would change some of the batteries out in the Swiffer. It's funny because I've had the Swiffer since my husband and I got together 7 years ago, and I didn't know until this year that it had batteries, that it took batteries, because it had never died or anything before this. So it's pretty cool that I didn't know that, but it's pretty cool that it takes batteries, that way it can be more powerful. So I'm giving that a try. I'm only replacing a couple at a time because chances are not all the batteries are bad. So I just want to replace a couple of them just to see if it'll help spray a little bit better. And it did in fact help a lot. We're just replacing a couple of those batteries. So if you're ever having trouble with your Swiffer wet jet, I would definitely try, if it's not spraying as heavy duty as you'd like, I'd definitely try replacing a couple of those batteries, because it might just be that some of the batteries need to be replaced and it's a little low energy. So definitely give that a try. And of course, out of all the times, Gus picks right now to eat, so I normally don't mop that close to where his bowl is, his food bowl and his water bowl is anyway, just because I don't want to get chemicals over there. Although the Swiffer wet jet liquid, I don't use that liquid anymore because we ran out, and so I know it's not really dog friendly, so I just use a different liquid instead to help clean. So I definitely didn't want to use Swiffer liquid anymore, but I wanted to keep them up because it still works even without the regular Swiffer liquid, and you can open up that Swiffer bottle and put your own cleaning solution in there. So I also have a short on that, so if you haven't seen my Swiffer Wet Jet refill short, it shows you exactly how to open up your Swiffer Wet Jet bottle and put in a new cleaning solution. So definitely go check that out if you have a free moment and want to learn how to do that. Here's what the Swiffer Wet Jet pad looks like after mopping the entire kitchen with it. And here's a final look at the finished kitchen product. So this vlog started yesterday and I finished up the kitchen today. So all the surfaces and everything have already been cleaned. So thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like the video, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel if you are new.